Hi, everyone. I am Lorianne. I am that gal from Milton, Ontario, Canada. I am with.
I am that guy. I am Roy Miller from Dallas, Texas. Welcome to our Here How We See It podcast.
So we're really pleased today to have Lydia Lukic. That is, I hope I said that right. She is a mindset coach for women. Basically, what she does is she taps into the full potential through healthy habits and developing growth of the mindset. So she'll be speaking more to us about that. Welcome, Lydia.
Thank you so much, Lorianne and Roy. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for hosting this. So yeah, let me give you a little bit of my background. So if anyone can relate, I usually started my journey by always seeing these really successful people, and they always had like a purpose and a why. And don't get me wrong, I worked in the corporate world. I had a really great career and had a really good life. But I always wondered like, what is my purpose? Because they've just had this passion and about what they do, and they had this mission. And today I'm happy to say that I discovered my purpose, and here I am. So let me tell you, as a little girl, I grew up in a domestically abusive home, and I felt powerless. So I watched up my father control my mother, and it's just not a good feeling. I just lived in fear, and I ended up carrying this into my adulthood. And after two bigger life-changing experiences, and I'm open enough to share with you guys, I was laid off December 2018, and I also went through a divorce. So as you can imagine, it's a lot to handle at once. And this really made me reflect back on my life and just kind of pause for a minute and really see what's happening. So what I've done, and I've done this in the past, but the most massive action that I've taken has been in the past 2 years. So I really invested in myself over the years with taking high-level courses with top mentors and extensively reading on the power of the mind, the power of coaching, and everything to do with everything here, the mindset, in particular growth mindset. And what ended up happening is this beautiful thing where I discovered my purpose and regained my power. And now that I have that and I found my voice, I want to empower other people to do the same. So today I work as a mindset coach. I have online coaching like this, virtually one-on-one, and it's customized to each person. And we specifically work on creating healthy habits, because you can't have a healthy mind without doing the right routines and things that are good for you, right? Physically and mentally. But most of it, what I discovered, comes from here. Because you can have everything, all the money, everything, but if you don't have it together here and what you want and you're clear on who you are, it's not that successful. So that being said, I do my online coaching for women to have them empowered to tap into their full potential, because we're all unique. We all have something to offer, but sometimes life gets in the way, or society has formed certain expectations of us, or we feel like we're judged by others, so we choose to just sway the popular way. And I really want them to tap into who they truly are, because that's what I've done, and it's changed my whole life. And I've done that through mentorship. So mentors are really important. And I thought I had all the answers, and I don't. So here we are, and that's what I do. And then I'm giving the mic to you to ask me any other questions, or anyone that would like to know more.
Well, I have a lot of empathy because I grew up in a household where my dad controlled my mom. So I know exactly what you went through, okay? And it was important to me when I grew up and got married not to be that way.
Yes.
And I told my wife, I said, if you ever see me starting to go down that path like my dad, tell me, hey, wait, you stop what you're doing. So, so I totally understand that. So, of course, maybe it's a different perspective from being a guy than a girl. I don't know really, because you're looking at it probably more from the mother perspective, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but you know what, Roy, to be honest, it's not a fun feeling whatsoever. I'm sure you felt powerless too, and it's just that feeling when you're feeling stuck. And I don't want anyone, because we all have stories. My story is not special, but that's what made me into who I am today. And you make those choices. You choose what to do, and that's what I focus on. It's really the choices, and you have that voice. You can make those choices. So we can all grow from that. It's the growth mindset. If you're willing to learn and develop that skill, you can do anything you want. So
Well, it's interesting because when you talk to a lot of people, and we've talked to a few, there's a lot of people that have went through that. You don't really realize how many people experience that growing up until you know, because you think, well, our family was different. Everybody else had a really happy, good family, but you know, there was a lot of people went through the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, did you have something, Lorianne?
I was just wondering if you had a question for her, but so you got into this, and specifically in the past, was that part of your past in the corporate? Was it even close to it, or is it completely different?
Yeah, so Lorianne, you would know I worked at TELUS for 12 years. So obviously I've done different roles there, and one of them was a leadership role. And that's where I learned a lot of these skills. And I always loved psychology, period, and human behavior and why. So I always read on that topic extensively, but I never thought to put it to use. I loved helping people. People come to me, tell me all their life stories, and I help them, but I just saw it as, you know, I'm just being a good friend. And then through leadership at TELUS, I've had some great mentors, and I'm so thankful for that. I've learned leadership skills, people skills, and I did coaching, but it was more in the company environment, right? And now with the shift that I've made 2 years ago, I really worked more extensively on myself and the mindset. So I've trained with a few well-known mentors. So I started with Elena Cardone on how to build an empire. And that really put my perspective on the why and the purpose, importance of it, what your circle is like, what you're doing in life. I read her book, then did her course. Then I got introduced to Tim Grover and Sherry Wank. And basically, if you don't know a little bit of the background, he was the personal coach for Michael Jordan, Kobe, and all those athlete stars, so more in the sports world. And I was so lucky to be part of his Down and Dirty program. And that really resonated really well with me. It was more like a wake-up call. It came at the right time. And I took that massive action. See, I always had it in me, but I was so scared. I had this fear from the childhood, like I told you, and it just took a hold of me. And through his mentorship, I was really able to break through all of those barriers and learn the habits, the tools, and how you can tap into yourself. Because we all know who we are, but we put these limitations. And it's not that you want to. Obviously, everyone wants to be their best version. It's just the way you grew up. Like I said, society, what you were taught, everything around you, your friends. It's really important what you consume. And that means, and it's not just food, it means like what you watch on TV, who you surround yourself, what your thoughts are. Do you read? Do you not read? It's really important what you feed your mind. So with him, I've learned to really tap into my instinct and follow who I am. And here I am, and I'm so proud. And I just feel so empowered. And I think you guys can see my energy. And my mission is to share this with the world. That's my mission. I'm so excited about it, and I know it works. And a lot of people, it's just so challenging. And like Roy said, especially if you've had traumatic experience or something challenging from your childhood, nobody talks about that. Who wants to talk about the dark things? Nobody. It's not fun. It brings you back to the past. All the emotions kick in. But once you get a hold of how to control that, and when you're in control of yourself, it's so empowering. That's why I named my business Limitless with Lydia, because you have everything within you that you need. There are no limits. The only limits are the ones that we put on ourselves. And I've done it. I've been there, done that. I'm still working on me. It's always a work in progress, right? But, and then I met Forbes Riley. And again, I'm just, when you start working on you and opening your mind to possibilities, all these opportunities comes. You're not lucky. They're happening because you're taking certain action towards things you want. So I met Forbes Riley, and here we are, Lorianne and Roy. I'm here because of her. She's also an amazing mentor. I'm just kind of giving you my journey. And she's taught me kind of everything bundled at once. So on how to present yourself, how to be a successful entrepreneur, on the mindset, it's kind of a combination of everything. So I always pick mentors based on what I see, what they have, what they do. And if it's something I resonate with and I want to have in my life, that's the mentor I choose. So that being said, I think it's really important to have mentors in your life, because you don't have all the answers. I thought I did until I had my layoff and divorce, and I realized, hey, Lydia, you're kind of settling in life. So had that wake up call, and here we are. And that's what I would recommend. Anyone that's listening, it's really important to get a mentor. And sometimes it doesn't have to be some huge mentor. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but I say it's an investment in yourself. So I would definitely invest in yourself. It's worth it. But sometimes mentors can be a friend or someone that you really look up to that's done certain things. And, you know, my favorite quote is, tough times never last, but tough people do. Because you are tough. You can do it. It's just, you got to push through the challenges.
That's a great song too.
Yeah? Oh, I have to
great song out there.
Okay.
So Elena Cardone, is that her first name, Elena Cardone?
Elena Cardone, yeah.
Okay, so that was kind of your first step.
Yeah.
And then you went to the one that coached the athletes, Michael Jordan and those. That was your breakthrough, right? That was what you said it was your breakthrough.
Correct. He put me, I started taking things and putting them into action. I always had it and knew. And like I said, I read multiple different books. I loved it, but I never put it into action because I was scared, first of all, to share my story and be vulnerable. I was okay being vulnerable with myself, but not with the rest of the world. But once I had the layoff and the divorce, it was a lot of self-reflection. That was my wake-up call. So in the last 2 years, I really took that massive action to do what I want and to serve people and to discover my purpose. Because I didn't know what it was. I knew I loved helping people. I knew I loved human behavior, psychology, and all of that. However, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. There's a fine line. We do touch on those topics in my mindset coaching. However, my main goal is to get you to where you want to be, that full potential with the mindset. So that's why I say creating healthy habits. So I give you the tools that you can use to be your best version, to be the best version of yourself that you have inside of you already.
Yeah. But when you got to Forbes Riley, that was kind of the culmination, the crown of everything for you.
Yeah, correct? It was like everything combined together. Like all of them bring, because everyone's expertise brings something different. Mm-hmm. So I never think, you know, one person's the holy grail and only you listen to one. And this is my personal opinion, because everyone has something different to offer. So I'm very also transparent, and I like transparent feedback, but some people doesn't sit well with them, right? They need it, you know, cushioned down, fluffy, more polite. But I think the only way you can truly grow is if you, and it's constructive feedback. So there is a difference. You never want to put anybody down. That's not what the intention is. The intention is to give constructive feedback so they can really reflect and see what we're working on. But you got to be really honest with yourself also. So it's that happy medium. And then that's the only way someone can grow. How do you develop a muscle, right? When you exercise, if it doesn't get sore, you don't get any gain, right? So that's what I think is really important too.
And when you stop exercising, it atrophies. So then it does have memory though, so that when you go back to it, it comes back a lot faster. So you want to just make sure you keep that going.
You got it, exactly.
Funny. Roy was saying that he can relate to you in regards to your childhood and the abusiveness. I luckily cannot. I had a very happy childhood. I mean, very happy. We have our moments, right? But you know what I'm saying, overall. And but I can relate to you in the fact that I got a divorce and I lost my job at the same time as well.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't come out of it nearly as well as you seem to have. I just sort of lay in bed and I was a mess for probably 4 years. And then I bought my own auto repair shop, but that I thought that's what I wanted, but I wasn't sure. So the focus wasn't there, the knowing of it. So with somebody, if somebody's going through that, someone like you can help them sooner than later, instead of me going all wayward and, you know, losing my whole future on a auto repair shop. Like,
you know what, Lorianne, I appreciate that. And you know what, I had my struggles. Don't get me wrong. I had my moments. I was down, but I chose to stay down. I didn't want to just jump into different things. But that's because I've done previous work on me. And like I said, I read other books and, you know, worked on the psychology part. So I think that's a big part of it. And there's nothing wrong with what you did either, because I think everything happens for you, because all of that, you probably learned something from it.
Oh, yeah.
Even the auto shop or whatever. It's not, you know, people go, and I did this too. I'm like, oh my God, now I wasted my time. And you get in your head. But that's that mindset part. It's like, okay, when that kicks in, be in the moment. Crying is okay, emotions are okay, but don't let that consume you. Don't let it take over your world. And now you're stuck for years and years, and now you lose yourself. And I've done that. I lost myself, but it was really hard to admit. I was like, oh, I actually lost myself. This is so weird. Like I thought I was this intelligent person that's confident and I got everything together and I'm a go-getter, and I am, but at the same time, the stuff here wasn't resolved, which is the key. That's why I really want to empower others to tap into that part. And it's not for everyone. Not everyone will understand it. And I also have a form my clients apply to work with me because we want to make sure it's a win-win situation, right? So I have a free call with myself. So connectwithlydia.com. You can book a free, let's call it consultation connect call. And it's those 15 minutes to really talk and to see what my client wants, because I'm here to serve. It's not about me or my story, or it's nothing special. My story taught me certain lessons, my habits, and that's what I want to share, those tools to help you be your true self and no limits, right? So I do that. And then, like I said, your story, there's nothing wrong with it. We all have different experiences, but it's those choices you make, and you made different choices. And here you are doing a podcast. It's awesome.
I was just saying, though, for somebody who feels lost, it's nice to know that you are there for them. See, I didn't know that. And back then, when I got divorced, we didn't have Zoom. We didn't have, and I'll tell you, I really didn't want to go out to see somebody, but this way would have been easier for me to reach out. And that's what I'm saying. It's nice that you have that. So it's just letting people know out there that Lydia is there if you're going through that, because it seems to be a thing that when you divorce, you lose your job at the same time. I can't tell you how many women have told me this. It's so bizarre. It's quite a bit. So it's a help.
It happens more often than we think.
It does. Mm-hmm. So just, somebody to reach out to. Yeah.
Sure. And I think also, technology is as challenging as it is, it has its benefits, like you said. So sometimes it's easier to connect this way. And, if they want to be in their sweatpants or whatever, they can. They don't have to come to an office. It's worldwide. I can connect with anybody with this. So I'm, at the same time, I love that human connection. I love seeing people face to face. However, the technology part allows us and has those benefits, and, that we can talk like this and anywhere and connect with more people, which is amazing.
So with the women you work with, I mean, I know there's probably all varied types. Everything's probably varied, but are there any consistent things that you see in people that you work with?
I'll share one thing. It's a new business. So I just started a few months ago. So it officially launched a month ago with my logo and everything. So I'm just working with a very small amount of clients. And I know they said, pick your target audience, this. Right now, and the reason I picked, and Roy, I know you mentioned in the beginning, I'm a man, maybe different. I picked women because it was, again, my mother and I went through it. It's more of a female perspective.
Sure.
Down the road in the future, I might be coaching with men too. I don't know the answers. Who knows what will happen tomorrow, right? But right now, I think that's a more fitting way to go about it. And initially, I was like, okay, I want to have young female entrepreneurs. However, the two women I'm working with right now, they're middle age, and it's not about the age. I was just thinking, who can I resonate with more? But like Lorianne said, it's not about that. It's about the experience. Age doesn't matter. Age is just a number. So right now, with marketing and everything, you have to have your target, do it a certain way. And I've always been, I do my own thing. I'm very creative, and I follow my instinct and I tap into that. And whenever I didn't, it didn't work out well for me. So right now, my instinct is telling me, whoever wants to reach out, age doesn't matter, just a number. Again, for now in the female world, I'm open to it. That's why we have the 15-minute free call, and I'm offering my time for free because it's a newer business. I want to make sure it's the right fit. To me, it's really important that I provide value. It's not, like I said, a lot of people are me, or they're like, okay, on the clock, bye. But it's really important to me to make sure the person is willing to get uncomfortable. And these things are not easy. It's a bumpy road, but once we break you down, we'll build you back up. Like, you will get what you want. However, we do have to be honest with ourselves. That's step one. If you don't own that, then I can't work with you, and I don't want to. And it's nothing against anybody. It's just, I know that that's the way it has to go for it to work. Because if you're going to lie to yourself with anything, nothing's going to work. So that's why I have that call, and I want to find the right fit. So there's no particular, it's more like the experiences, Roy. That's what I've noticed, but it's only 2 people, so I don't want to really generalize it.
Oh, yeah, I understand, because you know, you're talking about middle age, and I would think, remember, I'm a guy, so I'm probably have a different perspective than y'all do.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you know, I would think that women, the kids are grown, you know, they may have been in the workforce or may not, you know, they're kind of lost, you know, they may have gotten a divorce, they may have gotten laid off, they may not know what, you know what I mean? They've kind of made let's call it a midlife crisis.
Right.
You know, okay. So, you know, a person like that, would that be someone that you would probably be able to help based on all of your experiences?
It would be, again, it depends on the person. So it's very
Right.
customized. So I would have to, and also this is all private. So that's why we have the phone call. And then that's where we discuss that piece. So I know you want the answer, but I can't give you that because it's customized for everyone, right? So again, age doesn't matter. It's more, what do they want? Are they willing to work on it and get uncomfortable, really be vulnerable? And are they willing to put in that effort and commitment and do this, right?
Yeah.
Because I have like a 6-week program and a 12-week program. So I can expand it and customize it, but right now that's what I'm seeing works best. And again, it's based on individual needs. So that's where I'll leave it at. Hope that answers it slightly.
So the people you're working with, you know, is it easy for you to get them to be open with you and honest?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. Because I would think some people would be, you know, well, I can tell you this, I really want to tell you that, you know what I mean? So, and I think you'd have to know everything.
No, I understand where you're coming from. And you know what? I'm sure there'll be people who won't be, but I think the approach is really important. So I don't attack anyone. I don't put them down. It's more like we talk about what happened and questions and self-discovery. So it's not anyone feeling belittled or they're not good enough. So that's why people open up, because it's just a conversation. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We're all different and unique. But sometimes what I've seen and what I've experienced myself is we put those limitations that are in here because of someone else, because of a previous experience on ourselves. And that's the things I want to get rid of. Clear that up. So then you're in control of everything and you can tap into that full potential, be successful personally, professionally, do whatever you want. That's my mission, right? So it's all about the approach. And so far I've been told I have really good energy and opening approach. So it's working well for me.
I can see that. Yes.
See it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
One more thing, you guys, I forgot to mention because it's new. I started a YouTube channel as well. So every Sunday I deliver content. So for someone who can't afford a coach, but they're still looking into growth mindset or anything about mindset. Yeah, it's called Limitless with Lydia. Also, it's every Sunday. So if anyone wants to check that out, you can tune in, and it has all my information there too if you want to work with me. So
cool. That's great. Yeah. People kind of get to know you before they actually get to know you.
Exactly.
I would think in order for them to reach to be able to be successful, you have to be vulnerable. If you're going to be hiring somebody as well to help you, you're just going to waste your money if you're not able to be fully open. Because even if you keep one stone unturned, that one stone can keep your limiting beliefs, right? So
you got it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So has anybody completed your course yet? Have you had anybody go through the full course yet?
It's in the process right now. So it's brand new. I just started the business like a month ago, like I said. So nobody completed it yet. But once they do, I'm looking forward to the feedback and
how are you perceiving it on your end as working with these people? Are you thinking this going well for them?
I love it. Yeah. And I can see a lot of, because when you're the third party on the outside, you observe a lot more than the person going through it. So I'm just loving seeing that they're able to open up, and I can see that confidence. We just need to kick it up a notch, to get them, but it's just the beginning now. So yeah, no, I'm very excited. I love it. Like I said, I love it. And I can see the same steps And I can even see with body language, you can notice a lot of things without any words with people, as long as they're on camera, obviously, or face to face. And you can read a lot of those cues. And again, I just stay neutral, no judgment, right? And but I can see that they got it in them. We just gotta push through those little barriers and break through them and get their confidence up, and they're ready to go. So yeah.
So you're feeling good about what you're doing based on what the feedback you're seeing or hearing from your people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far. Let's not change.
Yeah, but that's got to be great for you.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
Sure.
that's validating your purpose in what you're doing.
Yes, it makes my heart happy because I just, like I said, my mission is empower the world, because we can all do it. It just depends on what you want. It's a choice you make, right? So I'm excited about it. Very excited.
Fantastic.
I mean, I think it's awesome. I really do. You know, it's nice to be able to help people with just from your living room, right?
Exactly.
Or wherever.
Yes. Yeah. You got it.
Actually, we were just talking about that. In my previous business I was in, it didn't fit really well with my moral standards, so to speak.
Right.
I just felt that helping other people would be a better way to go. So
exactly.
It's fulfilling when you're doing something like that. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
The values need to line up for sure. You feel it in you.
That people want. Yeah.
Sorry, Lorianne.
What's that?
I didn't hear you. You cut out.
I said it's like promoting people instead of, and doing things that people want to have. You know, what they want, not what they need.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, helping them get there. Helping them get there. They may not have a clue of what to do, how to do it.
Exactly.
And you're guiding them along that path.
Mm-hmm.
You're not telling them what to do. You're helping them figure out for themselves where they want to go and how they want to get there, right?
You hit that right on the point. It's not telling them what to do. It's giving them the tools, and then they build their own little path to whatever they want. So exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great. So I mean, I think it's great. I really do. I wish you'd had some people that had completed your course. I would love to have heard their feedback.
Follow-up podcast. I'll post on my social media once they do.
Yeah, cool.
You can read the testimonials.
Yeah. I mean, because you know, it's got to be once somebody goes through it, and of course you kind of see the before and the after.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever they come to you and tell you, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this for me," you have no idea how you impacted my life or how you changed my life. I mean, there's no money that can give you that.
You got that right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, they can't. It's just, you know, knowing you help somebody like that, that's a pretty good feeling.
And I know, you know, all my mentors that I've mentioned are amazing, and they've done that for me to really take action, and it's been life-changing. I can't thank them enough. There's no, it's so amazing. And like Lorianne said, we're so lucky that we even have these things nowadays, because I'm sure back in the day, or even 10 years ago, you know, it wasn't as popular. People like, oh, that's weird stuff, woo-woo or whatever. But it's really not. If you think about it, everything's about your thoughts, which create your actions and your habits. And you know how they say your attitude is everything, but your attitude is based on your thoughts and habits. And that's why I give those tools, because especially my morning routine is my key thing. So how you get up. Because if you don't, that sets you up for the day. So it either sets you up for success or it doesn't, you know? So it's all about decisions, but it takes practice. Just like I said, exercising that mindset muscle.
Lorianne, tell her about your morning routine. The first thing you do.
Make my bed.
Me too.
Make my bed. I don't go anywhere. My dogs will be looking at me going, Mom, I need out. I don't care. You're waiting till I make my bed, my fish, then we go.
I have a dog as well. I know. I'm like, Romeo, hold on. Mommy needs to make the bed. Then you're going to get fed and we go out.
That has priority, because then that's when my day starts. And at the end of the day, when I pull back that blanket, I go, yes, I get to relax. It's like that reward at the end of the day. I mean, if
And
it's all messy, there's no reward.
that's also your first win. It's something you've accomplished for the day. So you're starting off on a positive note as well.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome.
That's Lorianne's number one thing.
Yeah. And also because of Forbes and Steve Samplitz, we're going to be in a book, right? One Habit for Entrepreneurial Success. And that's going to be launching September 25th, end of September. So that's pretty exciting. So people, shift your mind. It works. You get all these collaborations and things you want. So I'm very excited about that, Lorianne, right?
And so am I. And that's all part of too, when you're out there and changing your mindset with mentors. And then from the mentors, you also get to meet people like we've met. And I just have to throw in a little plug there too, because it's going to be the biggest entrepreneurial book. 795 pages, I think he said.
It's something like that.
Last email. So pretty exciting. Yeah, we're pretty excited. It should be on the #1 on Amazon pretty soon after the 25th launch. So,
yes.
We did have Steve here as one of our guests. So that was, we really enjoyed that. And we really enjoyed having you here too. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you both.
Can you tell us how we can reach, how people can reach you?
Yes, so just connect with Lydia.com, and it has different links. So if you want my free gift, if you want to watch my YouTube, so it has all the links. It's on Linktree there. Okay. So whatever your preference is, to connect with Lydia.com.
Right. Good deal.
Excellent.
Lydia, thank you so much for being with us. We really enjoyed having you.
Thank you. So honored to be here. Thank you so much.